Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and obviously as you guys can see, this is going to be on a new knife that I picked up. Now what you see in front of you here is the very popular Cold Steel Spartan. A lot of knife collectors have this knife as part of their collection, just because of the great ergonomics and just the awesome blade behind it. I really like this knife. I just for the two features that I just mentioned, it just melts in your hand. It's not going to go anywhere. That blade is very aggressive, and I sometimes find myself carrying this knife as a secondary self-defense weapon. Or a primary, just depending on the situation. Secondary to my gun. So obviously it's always nice to have that different option. It's very intimidating. It's got a really nice blade to it, and if you were to bring this out, if somebody's trying to do you harm, it might make them think twice about it. The only problem is that because of the size, you also have an increase in the weight. So I kind of sometimes think twice about carrying it. I've got the lanyard here with the Spartan bead on there, and I just really like it. But like I said, just because of the size and the weight, I sometimes feel that it just becomes a little cumbersome depending on what I'm wearing. And I found myself kind of leaving it behind more and more, or maybe just kind of sticking it in my EDC bag. And unfortunately, if it were to be something that I needed to resort to inside the bag, it's not going to be good. It's going to take too long to bring it out in case I need it. So I was looking for a different option, and this is what I went with. This is obviously cold steel, as you guys can see, and this is the Rajah 3. Now, obviously, a lot of guys, a lot of collectors and knife nuts know this knife. The Rajah 2, it's actually a very popular knife with a lot of collectors and knife nuts because of the, again, aggressive size and just a massive blade on it. But again, I wanted to find something that was a little bit more scaled down, so I went with this. Right off the bat, just like the Spartan, you get the extra clip. So if you want to carry this left-handed, then you have that option as well. And then you get the knife in here. And the design of the knife is very similar to the Spartan. Obviously in kind of blade shape and handle shape and stuff like that. But the obviously you don't have the texturing on the handle that you do on the Spartan, and then it just doesn't have that curve around because you're trying to minimize size. So a couple of specs on that. It's got obviously the Grivery handles. And then you have your pocket clip right here. It's designed for tip-up carry, and it's obviously left. And then if you want to, or I'm sorry, right. And if you want to put the left pocket clip, so left or right carry. So that's pretty cool. Now, what I have seen a lot of people do is, if you don't mind adding a little bit more width to it, they actually add the left pocket clip as well. Just depending on how you're going to carry this, if you want to do it, in your secondary option, to your weak side, if you're right-handed and you want to clip it to your left, but that gives you the option to carry it and not have to worry about taking it on and off and stuff like that. The blade itself is AUS 8. So it's obviously it's an okay steel, pretty easy to sharpen. Just it'll take a really good edge. You just gotta maintain that edge, and as you can see, it's a very thick, aggressive blade. The blade length on this is 3.5 inches, so it's not something something so big, just like like you would find on the Spartan, obviously, as you can see there, but it's big enough to where anything that you needed to do with it, it'll do. Now, I would probably still categorize this as a secondary weapon, just because there is a lot other blades that you can use for EDC purposes. So I would still, maybe put a really nice edge on this, and then just keep it for that in case I needed it. It also has the wave design. I know it's very small, but it's pretty cool there. So if you have this stuck in your pocket and you need it in a pinch, you know that if you pull it out correctly, it's gonna come out open and ready to go, whether you do it in the regular grip or in the reverse grip. Just again, it depends on how you have it clipped to your pocket. You're able to pull it out and have the blade open right away, so you can do what you need to do for that. Now this comes in at pretty manageable 5 ounces as far as the weight goes. So I say pretty manageable because you have a 4 7/8 inch handle on there. So you're looking all together at about, little over 8 inches of total on the knife itself. So the weight at 5 ounces, you do it is, it's pretty manageable. It's not one of those knives that it's the weight is makes it very, very heavy, and just it's not balanced or anything like that. Then you have that Triad Lock, which again, it's time tested and proven. It's there's no blade play whatsoever. I mean, it's that blade's not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about that. And then you have the I guess the disc opening there. So if you do need to open it left-handed, you're able to do it as well. So I think all in all, in comparison to the Spartan, this would be a great option for somebody that's looking for, like I said, maybe a secondary backup blade or something like that. But you don't want to go up too much. Maybe you're wearing shorts and stuff like that. You don't want the weight of the Spartan. So the Rajah 3 is definitely more manageable. It does have a really nice purchase on the handle, and they're not very grippy, but because of the kind of choil that forms right there, you don't really have to worry about that. And just in the back, you have you have the little edge that comes out too, so your hand really isn't going anywhere. In regular grip or reverse grip, you have really good control of the knife itself. So I think this was a pretty good addition, and again, it's going to be one of those things that if I do need to resort to it and I want to go ahead and throw it in a pocket, I'm not going to have to worry about the weight or the bulk or anything like that. It is a little thick, but it's not too thick where it's going to protrude from the pocket or anything like that. And then you do have the lanyard hole at the end, so if you want to add a lanyard like I did to this one, you're able to do that as well. And then obviously you have it where it's already placed in the top, so if you have to have it come out of your pocket and to be able to pull it out, you're ready to go. So that's the Cold Steel Rajah 3. So let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, thanks.